everybody? We are back. It is Taped on Live, Favorite Podcast, Favorite Channel, Favorite is Everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 35% off. All right, so we're doing this game. I know some people want us to do draft stuff, but I guess we found enough film that we could do this show for you guys. And I think it was as bad as we thought it was, especially on offense. You know, Matt will have to speak on the defense a little bit, but on offense, it was definitely as bad as you thought. So we're going to get into that. We're going to break down the film and get into everything that's happening with that. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad for the offense. I don't know. I feel like I feel like Gardner Minshew should have won this game. That's how bad it was. But it doesn't matter. I feel like Gardner Minshew was.
That's how you know it's like that's a new low for Marcus.
Yeah,
giving Gardner Minshew
exactly.
some love.
Exactly. Yeah. Gardner Minshew definitely needed some love here after this game because man, he's definitely not as bad as Desmond Ridder. I'll say that. That's all I got to say about that. It's definitely not as bad as Desmond Ridder. So, but yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad here, in my opinion. You just can't get any worse than how they played, than really how he played. I mean, it was mostly just him, to be honest.
He played like a guy that couldn't win a backup job in the preseason.
Couldn't beat out Clayton Thune. Yeah, exactly. Clayton Tune. What is it? Yeah,
right? Clayton Tune, I think. Yeah,
who couldn't beat out Clayton Tune? Yeah, definitely that guy. He couldn't beat out Clayton Tune. That's what we saw. We saw a guy who couldn't do that, and that type of situation. It was just bad all around. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you know, we'll get into that. How did the defense look overall?
I mean, overall, like I think we talked about it, the pass rush. Like they did pretty well at like creating pressure. I thought that was one thing that like kind of stood out. Like you could tell like they had a game plan to not have Max Crosby in. It wasn't like they were just kind of like sitting there like, oh, we don't have our best pass rusher, we're screwed. Like they did quite a few stunts. Like we'll see it with we'll test it out. Laulu, like that his one sack came on a stunt. And you know, one of his other pressures or one of his other tackles on Kirk Cousins came off a blitz. So they did a pretty good job at manufacturing pressure. And Chase Young had a pretty good game. I thought it was a pass rusher overall. And then in the secondary, like it wasn't terrible. Jack Jones had a rough game. Although I will say on the touchdown that Jones gave up, like he obviously bit on the double move, and that's bad. But I don't know what Isaiah Paul-Mal was doing. Like if I had the clip for you, maybe I'll go back and share it. But like the Falcons come out in a 2x2 set with Pitts and McLeod on one side and Mooney and London on the other one, and the ball on the right hash. And for whatever reason, Paul-Mal is playing on the left hash where Pitts and their third receiver are, and the Raiders were in cover one. So I'm sure part of Jack Jones' thinking is, oh, I have safety help over the top where I should, but Paul-Mal is nowhere to be seen. He's on the other side of the field, like not like nowhere to be. Like you'd think you'd want him over like the side or the passing strength with the two best receivers on the field, and he just wasn't there, which was part of the issue and why it ended up going for 6 instead of being like a big play. Which that play just stood out to me and bugged me because it was, again, you know, we've seen Paul-Mal. I showed him last week having a few coverage breaks, and it's like he's still kind of having similar mental errors on top of, again, Jack Jones not having a good game, which you just can't have at this stage of the game, expect to win. And then, of course, like the run defense, like it was frustrating. It was almost frustrating because they'd have like good plays from like one player or one guy in the field, and then like 2 or 3 guys would get collapsed inside or something like that. Sometimes they'd be able to save them. Sometimes they'd be able to, that one guy would be able to like make up for it. But for the most part, like they kind of got their crap pushed in. They got their shit pushed in, as I should say. So that was the frustrating part. And I mean, cutback lanes were there for Bijan Robinson. Like there were plenty of reps where he just kept it on the front side, and he could have cut it back if he wanted to, and had just as good of a game. So that was the frustrating part. And I mean, overall, just not like a great game from the defense. Kind of what I was thinking about talking about in the instant reaction, where just felt a lot like the Falcons making more mistakes than the Raiders defense really stepping up and having a great game overall, or a complete game overall.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So like, even Kirk Cousins got benched, right? So kind of shows you how he played, right? He got benched for a rookie, and they're
benched
in the
after a
playoff
win.
hunt. Yeah, they're in the playoff hunt, and then he got benched. So it kind of tells you how he played. But it was just, I don't know. It was just, it doesn't matter. It was just so bad. It was like literally one of the worst quarterback performances I watched on film. Like it really was that bad. I was like, it's hard to explain. Like I posted a clip on Twitter of the 4th and 8. None of the plays made any sense. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I couldn't even post all of them. You know what I mean? But and it's like he didn't keep the ball when he should have. Like it was just bad, man. And then the offensive line didn't do too well either. But when you're running zone read and you have a guy crashing up the middle, and then you have another guy that's crashing outside, but he's sucking in. I mean, you're supposed to keep it.
Yeah, zone read only works when you make the right read.
Yeah, you're supposed to
like
keep it.
When you're not you as the quarterback are technically supposed to block somebody, and that's the unblocked guy. When you don't make the right read, that guy is again unblocked by nature and going to make the play. So it makes sense.
Yeah, and then when you when you do keep it, I mean, and you're running arc read. I mean, arc read's supposed to be kept, and you're supposed to run around the outside. You're not supposed to run it in. Like it was crazy. He was bad. I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. No idea what he was doing outside.
One note though about Kirk getting benched. Do you think I was thinking about it, he gets benched after a win? Like, do you think that's just how little the Falcons almost respected the Raiders? They're like, all right, we're gonna give you this last game. If you fuck it up against them, now we know we're in real trouble.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I mean, basically is. Like again, he gets benched after a win when they were on a 4-game losing streak. That's tough.
It gets no worse than that, bro. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was hard. But that's the thing. Like, so next week they're gonna have a different quarterback. Aiden O'Connell probably be back. You're not gonna see how this offense look. And that's the thing. Once I look back and watch it, it's like, okay, this Aiden O'Connell probably would have won that game. I mean, that's how this game would have went. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those games where the defense, they had great field position. They didn't do anything with it. And then the offense just, it was bad, man. It was bad.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else happened? Nothing's quick. Pearson.
There was a report. I don't know. There was a report from Josina Anderson, basically said Telesco's trying to distance himself from AP, which obviously is not a great look for AP. Seems like the growing sense in the building is he's going to be on his way out. But and on top of it too, I think people are calling for Telesco's job too. So seems like it's definitely at CYA season over in Henderson, in Nevada. So
yeah, it's pretty much over for AP. I think especially watching Tom Telesco's face yesterday and all the facial expressions he was making and all that stuff. Yeah, it ain't gonna work out for them. But I mean, it's not AP's fault that Desmond Ridder played. I do want to say
that's true.
It is not his fault that Desmond Ridder played. Okay, so to start there, we got to cut him a little bit of grace, I guess, because it's not. I don't know what he was supposed to do in this game, to be honest. I mean,
he went for it on 4th down.
Yeah,
and they got it.
They got it. I don't know what he was supposed to do in this game. There's really nothing he could have. To be honest, I mean, Desmond Ridder was just downright, just disgustingly awful, and that's really what it is. So I don't know. I guess the excuses could be in there for him, but I don't think he's gonna get him. He's not getting him. He's not.
Yeah.
Say that.
It's gonna be hard to wash off the stench of this season.
Yeah, they're 2-12, man. They lost 10 in a row.
Yeah. It still baffles me. They haven't won since September, the first month of the season.
Yeah, bro. It's been, we were doing the show from September week 4, right? So right my birthday, right? All the way to now. It's Christmas time. There hasn't been a win.
Yeah,
And some fans are excited about that. We're gonna pick number one, but sometimes I just think about that, like, man, it's really been
that's sad. That
three
is really
months
sad since they had a win.
since they won a game. It's just crazy to think about. It's just been so damn long. I can't get over that sometimes. All right. So let's get into this offense here. We're gonna start with the running game and then we're gonna get to Desmond Ritter in the passing, but I think he had a lot of big issues in the run game too. Okay, so his first run here, you can see why Colt Miller got such a great block run grade on some of these blocks. It's a good job by JPJ moving this guy. We kind of see right here is Grady Jarrett kind of blowing this play up, right? He's blowing up this double team. Right, you see it better on the other side, but it doesn't allow Parham to get up to this linebacker here. It's like doing some inside zone here. It looks like maybe do it because he comes all the way to the strong side here, and then but he's not able to get up to this linebacker Parham just because Grady Jarrett's blowing up this double team and DJ Glaze kind of pussyfoots that block in my opinion a little bit. Right. So watch one more time here.
I also feel like McCormick can hit the left A gap there. It's like
he could have hit that too, but I think this guy scared him a little bit. This guy came around, but he still could have been strong through that for sure. Yeah, he had some vision issues in this game too. So before he got hurt.
Yeah. Time for the year, right?
Yeah, I think probably. Did they say that outside today?
He said on his Instagram that he'll be back next season, something like that. Okay. So not officially, but seems like it.
All right, so this play was interesting, okay, because now Ritter keeps his ball, okay. Now this is an arc read look because you're going to see Trey Tucker. He's coming around here, right? So right here, get the zone read, right? See where he's looking, right? So you see, Bowers is a pretty good block here, and he keeps his ball, okay. He keeps it, but instead of like trying to follow Trey Tucker around, because Mike Hughes is the only guy back here. Justin Simmons is crashing. This is Mike Hughes is it. And I know you could say whatever, but if you take a nice wide angle here, which is very possible, and you follow Trey, you see where Trey's going, that would have been a huge play. And I wish I could have saw this from the sideline view. But like I still don't understand why he ran this way. I mean, maybe he's just trying to get the first down, but this is clearly an arc read play. Right, and he keeps it, and he kind of runs inside here. I didn't know what was happening here, but this could have been a huge play if he just follows Trey Tucker like he's supposed to, in my opinion. So, yeah, that kind of just shows we're at here on offense here. All right, so next one. All right, so we get another zone read type of play here, okay? Now, this one, you can make the case that should have kept it, it's a little bit more of another arc read type of look, right? And this guy kind of crashes inside a little bit on McCormick, and maybe if he keeps it, he could get outside again here with Bowers leading him. See it again, right?
Yeah.
But I still think McCormick could have took this ball here, right? He could have cut this back. He did it last game. I don't know why he didn't do it this game. He did it last game where he cuts this ball back, gets some yardage there, but he tries to press this hole, I believe, right? And he sees Grady Jarrett, but I still think he can get outside a little bit of Grady Jarrett, get some yards. All right, guys. And you see how he just ends up tripping. Oh, he actually does a good job of kind of sliding inside and getting some yards there. But I thought that Ritter could have kept this one again. Just to see how 15 is crashing. Right? He keeps it. He just goes right around him. And look at that's a big play. All right, so here we go. Zone read again. Because this is what they were doing the whole game. Zone read, right? Now, here we go once again. Like, now, this one is talking about kind of the same type of look where he could have took this cut back because this guy's waiting, right? You take this cut back, you just go right upfield. But he didn't see it again. He's probably thinking he can come here again, right? And, maybe that's what he's coached to do with this kind of inside zone look. But I still think that McCormick, because see, just a feel, because he hit this last week. That's the thing, in my opinion, because I saw him hit it against the Bucks and he went for big yards. But you see him kind of pressed on the line here, and then he tries to take it outside, but then I believe that's Grady Jarrett kind of pushes it outside here, and he ends up tripping.
It's a hell of a block from Miller.
Yeah.
That was cleared out.
Yeah. I tell you, you'll see why he got a 90 grade here. He just bullied that dude right there. All right, here's another one. Some more zone read here. Now this one I'm talking about that, like when you see, and I know what he's reading, right? But this guy totally blows by JPJ, who didn't have the best game in the world. Okay, playing the run, he blows right by him, right? You can't get this ball. I don't care what you say, you can't get this ball. You got to keep it and like try to get something outside here. Even if Terrace Marshall doesn't make this block, you can get around, cut up field. You got legs. You're an athletic player. You kind of just handed him right to 98. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to keep that ball. Keep it. It's like this all game too. All right, here's another one. Now we're getting a little counter with it, right? And this one looks like pure handoff because he's not really reading anything. So this one, you see how 93 here, how fast he gets off this ball, right? I mean, by the time the ball snapped, he's already past the line. Okay, he's already, there's no way JPJ can get his hands on him. So Colt Miller tries to help a little bit here, just because they're running counter, right? So you get the down blocks from the other side, and by the time, which is blocked up really well from this side, great block from Bowers. You got Michael Mayer leading through the way, but by the time he gets this football and he tries to hit that hole, I mean, 93 is already in there grabbing him. You see Meredith kind of misses his block too as well. He didn't have the best game in the world either. Good game in pass protection, but just didn't have a good game run blocking. He gets blown up there too as well. All right, here's another one here. Zone read again. Now, see, this is another where like you see this guy. See, he's watching 15, right? I mean, that's what he's keying on. Zone read. You've seen zone read all over. He's keying on this guy. This guy's going inside. Look where he's at.
Yeah, stepping way too far down.
Yeah, you got to keep that ball and go. And you see 55. His eyes are not even like watching it. I mean, this is purely you got to keep that ball and go. I mean, he gets some yards here because some but Colt Miller got to get shed here. Michael Mayer tries to help. He doesn't get that much yards. It's a short game. But this is another one where he's just keep the damn ball. And to be honest, like if he kept a lot of these at the beginning of the game, it would have opened up everything in the run game. It would have opened up everything in the middle because they're crashing in the middle, trying to stop everything the Raiders do inside. And if he just kept the ball a couple of times, it would have been a totally different in this game. So here's another one, zone read, kind of like another arc read type of thing. Now, this one, Colt Miller just destroys this dude. This dude right here, 99, gets pushed all the way into Parham. You see where Colt Miller's already blocking somebody else, right? And I think Sincere McCormick kind of wasn't patient enough here. And if he was patient, he could have squeezed through here and got a nice little run. This is the play he got hurt on. So, definitely unfortunate here. But, this arc read, it would have been a little different, even though I still think he could have cut outside, in my opinion. But you could kind of tell that he doesn't want to hand the ball off at all. He's not even trying this time. I just never seen a team run arc read so much and not go outside on it. Like this is Marcus Mariota, man. They would have had Marcus Mariota would have had 70 yards in the first half. All right, so here's the kind of the goal line sequence here that was really ugly for the Raiders. So on this one, which I thought the Falcons were really prepared for them because this is going to be basically an inside zone type of look. You see, he's going towards this.
Oh my.
He's going to this weak side A gap here, where he's opening it up. But what happens is since they're all moving to their left, right in the zone scheme, a lot of the things the Falcons players are doing, they were going to the opposite side. So he would swim to the opposite side, right? Then DJ Glaze, for some reason, doesn't get to him, right? So it doesn't get to him there. Yeah. Part of him expecting some help from the other side. This play's already blown it from the beginning. Boom.
Yeah. Glaze trying to help the tight end. Looks like didn't have his eyes inside. Yep, too late.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, the Falcons are ready for their running scheme too. That was a big part of it. So here we go again. So this time, like I said, looks like he gets back to this weak side A gap here. A little more zone read here. Now, this one is just blown from the beginning. You see, like I said, kind of the same thing from Street here. They're going this way. He's like, I'm gonna swim this way. Boom, same exact thing. And Miller does a better job than Glaze trying to help Meredith. But since JPJ kind of loses this block here, Parham's getting stood up. There's nowhere for Madison to go. This play is just totally dead. This is a safety. This is what a safety looks like from a running play. So yeah. I mean, and what you notice from Street too is that this is later on in the game. So he's like, okay, they're doing zone read all game, right? They're doing the same run play all game. Let's keep on me real, guys. That's why they're getting blown up like this every once in a while because they're doing the same run play. Zone read again. Here he goes, zone read, right? And now you see Street do it again.
Fucking thing.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Literally the same thing. Same move. He goes right to the opposite gap. Glaze doesn't get there. He misses again.
For a second, I thought you showed me the same exact play. Like that's how much they looked like.
I thought so too for a second. I was like, oh, did I add this play? Nope. Totally different play. Same exact thing. And like I said, this is later on in the game when they're running the same run play over and over again. Like this is like, okay, I'll just swim right out here. That's easy. And then Glaze is not going to get there. Same exact look. So that was a lot of the run game. It was just really bad. A lot of these plays, especially by the end of the game, and they're running zone read every single play. And then Desmond Ridder not keeping the ball earlier in the game, which I think is a big factor. Him not keeping the ball. Yeah. Because they weren't really ready for zone read to start the game. And that's what bothered me the most here. All right, so let's get into Desmond Ridder just playing terrible quarterback. So this play is funny because we covered this play in the preview. As you're going to see it right here, right? This is the same exact look. You see it, Matt, right there, right? That's the same exact play for the preview. But
yeah.
I mean, Trey Tucker's wide open right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Just throw it to him. It's nice completion there. All right, fine. And you didn't have to build his pocket. You just could have turn and hit Sincere McCormick just like the Broncos did. That's fine. He threw it. He underthrows Michael Mayer here. He had a shot at him with a better ball, but he underthrows him. It allows that guy to recover and get his hand, and he knocks it down. He gets his hand on it. So the pass protection for this game is really good, though. Like, to be honest, I thought they were pretty steady. See how this pocket looks here. They're only rushing 3. That's what I was talking about. Like, he didn't have to leave. He could have stayed patient, got through his reads, found somebody here, right? And them rushing 3 like this was really like, I don't know who the coach is over there that knew Desmond Ridder, but it was definitely a Desmond Ridder can't read defenses, so we're gonna play cover. We're gonna just rush 3, and we'll be fine. So here we go again. Now they're rushing 3 again on this one. Now this one trips me out, okay? Because if you watch this, right, they're rushing 3, okay? So there's really no reason to throw the Brock Bowers here. There's 2 guys on Brock Bowers. This guy's like going backwards here. You see, because he knows Brock Bowers is running the seam route, so they're double teaming Brock Bowers. This is a double team, okay? Now, Jacoby Myers on the other side is open. I mean, he could have threw to Mayer. Mayer had a shot here, in my opinion, because they're so keyed on Brock Bowers. But he just throws it here. Like, I don't understand what he saw here. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
Forcing it.
But like forcing it to where though, man? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I'm saying like plenty of time. Like there's no reason for him to force this. Like. It was like he was dead. I'm throwing to Brock Bowers on this play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who's there. All right, so here's another one. Another easy throw here. Just throw this ball to Jacoby. No, I don't like that. Okay, all right, I don't like Jacoby here. All right, so I mean, there's Madison. You could have dumped it off to Madison. If you don't like Jacoby, that's fine. Jacoby's still open. He's still open. But we're just going to run into a sack. So you asked that, Matt, why all his sacks were Desmond Ridder? There you go.
Yep. Yeah, it was interesting to see. I remember when I saw that on PFF, I'm like, oh, that's wild. They literally all 3 sacks that Desmond Ridder took, it were on him.
I mean, just it's just
Yeah,
complete panic. You know what I mean? And they're
yeah.
trying to keep him in the pocket too. You could tell, they weren't like rushing too hard here. You see how 51's doing. He's just trying to make sure that he can't get out. And that's a sack, easy sack, easy. All right. So if you're a Raiders fan, turn away from this one, okay? If you're a Brock Bowers fan. So we're getting all goes here again. I mean, they ran a lot of all goes here because they're playing the run so much and so much zone. So you get a cover 2 look here. He's looking right here in the middle of the field. I know you just see it right there. There's Brock Bowers is just running down the field by himself. And then he just throws it to Trey Tucker here, who's clearly covered on the go ball. The guy's playing over the top. It's not going to work. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, plenty of time. They do a good job picking this up. There's just clean pocket. There's no reason for him to just throw it just where I planned on throwing it before the play started.
Yeah. Frustrating that he forced it to Bowers earlier, and then Bowers is wide open. He doesn't know throw it to him.
It is, like I said, the offensive line did a pretty good job here. Like, Falcons don't have a great pass rush. Look at this great pocket. He had time to be like, okay, it's not there. Let me look for Brock. You know what I mean? So bad. It was just so bad to watch. All right, here's another one. All right. This one's a little different because they do get some pressure here, right? Glaze gets beat with the chip. Because Trey Tucker's open here, right? And nobody else is really open here. So he does a good job. He gets out of the pocket. Okay. Then he gets out of the pocket, but there's Terrace Marshall right there. He's out of the pocket. Terrace Marshall's right there. He could have hit Terrace Marshall right there, but he just keeps pointing. I guess he decided he was going to run here. He wanted to block, but then he doesn't get out of here quick enough, and then he just throws it away. You see Terrace Marshall just flinging his arms in the air. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Terrence. I get it. But
And I
right there.
honestly wouldn't mind it if he just dumped it to Bowers right now. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, too. Because it's third down,
Third down, Bowers has space. He's good after the catch. Like, who knows? But
all right. So this one, right? They get a little pressure here. I think Louis Riddick pointed this out on the broadcast when he steps up here. You have Michael Mayer wide open right here, right? But his feet aren't set, so he can't throw. So he's already in panic mode. Okay. Now the thing is, when he's in panic mode, this guy drives on Michael Mayer, which just leaves Trey Tucker just wide open up here, right, by himself. So, but since he's already in panic mode, he has to check it down. They get off the field.
yeah, help him out.
Mm-hmm. So see, a little pass rush. Jordan Meredith gets beat here a little bit. All you do is just a little tiny slide. You don't have to do this full jump step here, right? And then so his feet are already offset. He just tries to run. It was just bad all game. I'm not gonna lie. All right, this one, they're blitzing. They get some pressure here, right? But you're getting like this kind of basically a drive concept. I think you're gonna get a dig from Bowers over the top too. So you get a drive concept. So you see Michael Mary's open. You got Madison just with not a soul around him. There's not a soul. There's nobody. I don't know this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He's banging his head on the goalpost.
yes. And the thing is when you watch Ridder on the backside, it's like, I don't know what Ridder's doing. Like, he like tries to like squeeze through this instead of just throwing the damn ball. Just throw the ball to the Madison. And he tries to late. So you see it here, right? They even do a decent job of picking up the stunt. Like, you see JPJ is blocking 2 guys here, right? He does a pretty good job of picking up the stunt, switching off. He's a little late, but to me, if he's just calm here and is not trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do here. He could just dump that ball off. Let's just dump it off right here. And the Raiders have a huge play late in the game. All right, and then here's the 4th and 8 check down. Right? So on this one's super interesting, right? Because you're going to get a drive concept again, okay? You get drive concept, so you're going to get a drag here, and you're going to get this dig route over the top here, right, from Tucker. But then on the opposite side, you're getting like a sail route kind of thing from Michael Mayer with Jacoby Myers. Okay. Now, so he checks it down here. Okay. They're rushing 3. Now you got Michael Mayer who's just knocked this guy down. There's nobody around Michael Mayer. Okay. He's not looking that way. So I'm gonna be fair. Okay. But he is looking at Trey Tucker, who's wide open here on 4th and 8. If you see that, right? If you see right here, right on the dig route, boom, he's wide open. There's nobody around him. If he hits it here, Trey Tucker's really fast. They're a lot closer than checking this ball down. And Amir Dude makes a great player. It's a great play by him. I'm not saying this is not a great play by him, but it just kind of shows this whole game of Desmond Ridder, in my opinion. Because you're going to see it from this side, right? They're only rushing 3 again, right? They're only rushing 3. And, it's I just don't know what he's. And then it's just like, there's just no reason to check it. There's no pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's brutal film. I will say though, I didn't expect much different than from Desmond Ridder.
I just had to show it. It was just so bad. I don't know what
No, you're right. Yeah, it's awful, but it's like I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, this is Desmond Ridder. I would have been more surprised if he made those throws and actually ran the field, but yeah.
I mean,
the more frustrating thing for me is the running game, and like Sincere McCormick. I mean, obviously, ended up getting injured, but like it did seem like on the few plays, a few carries that you showed, like he took a little bit of a step backwards, which is not what you were hoping for.
Yeah,
like that was almost more frustrating to me than Desmond Ridder, because again, like you said about AP, it was never his plan to start with Desmond Ridder in week 15. It just kind of it's been a shitstorm that ended that way. And he played about as well as you would have expected.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I thought Sincere McCormick definitely had some vision issues. I don't know what they're coaching this week, but I thought that he was pressing on that inside zone way too much on that side of the hole. But I still think if Ridder kept the ball a lot more, we wouldn't have saw those runs that we saw when they're blowing up, right? Because they're okay. So read, boom, we're gonna go right here. If he was kept those earlier, they would have been more consistent there a little bit, I think, and a little bit more worried about him than anything else, running all over them. So I think that had a big part of it. But yeah, as soon as the game kept going on and they were doing the same zone replay over and over again, this guy's literally they'll come this way, we're going the opposite way, and it'll be right there. The hole is crazy. It was funny. Like literally thought that was the same play, but it wasn't. So
yeah, and they would have had. I mean, on top of it too, like they would have had way more explosive plays throughout the game. They might have blown. I mean, just watching that, they might have blown the Falcons out if they actually got. They actually had the proper reads from Ridder, because there were a few opportunities for some big plays.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was crazy. All right. Let's get some defense. Let's do the defense.
Sounds good. But yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, gonna look into Jonah Laulu, who I think when we looked at it from the broadcast, like he had a few flash plays, and I kind of expected him to have a better PFF grade than he did. He got crushed against the run, which part of the reason why I wanted to break him down is just kind of see is like, hey, is this a spot where maybe PFF missed the mark or what? And it was not. I'm going to show a few of the clips. I'll be honest with you guys, I shortened it down. There were a lot more that I could have shown, but it kind of just got repetitive. It was the same mistakes, but we'll check it out. And of course, you guys know me. I'll show the good plays too, and show a few of the few of what he did well, because he did have a couple nice ones. So we'll take a look at those. But all right. So again, looking into Laulu, one of the biggest issues he had in this game was he was getting reached and kind of cut off on the backside a lot here, like you'll see on this one. And we'll see this a few times. One, he's kind of laid off the ball here, like articulate. And on top of it, too, like if you watch his inside foot, he has a bad habit of false stepping with his inside foot. And what I mean by that is, like, watch, like you see how he just doesn't really gain ground with that first step. It goes nowhere. So even though he's inside leverage on this right tackle right here, he ends up getting reached because he loses his pre-snap advantage. And I mean, this tackle's got some pretty good footwork. I think that's McGarry, the dude from Washington that's been there for a while, been a good right tackle for a while. And that's all those good those guys need. And on top of it, Like you can see this massive cutback lane that Bijan ends up having. And if it weren't for Spillane dominating that Pitts, who again, it's not a good blocking tight end, weren't for Spillane there, like this is Bijan Robinson one-on-one with Isaiah Paul now. Also not a great rep from John Jenkins here. But yeah,
Good Lord.
So this is one of the issues. Again, there were a lot more clips that I could have shown on this one. Similar rep here, just this time on the play side. And again, if you watch his first step, watch his right foot. This time he's actually going to step inside. And at first when I watched this, I was like, I thought he might have been slanting. But then if you watch Jenkins and Carter here, like if anything, they're moving to the left and like they are kind of moving with the offensive line. I mean, we got Jenkins who's supposed to be in this play side A gap, and then Spillane who's got the backside A, B, and Merrick here filling the alley. But again, like this is a wide lane because our defensive end, our 4-eye technique is getting reached. And the only reason why this ends up being a good play for the Raiders is if you look pre-snap, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the box, and Falcons have 7 to block them, and they don't pick up Merrick, who I'll back this up a little bit. You can see Merrick kind of rolls down late, and they end up comboing up to Spillane. And again, Raiders have one more guy that they can block, and Merrick makes a nice tackle to get an unblocked tackle at the line of scrimmage. So there's a lot of plays like that from Laulu. Again, basically the same play here. Actually, literally the same play. This time they do a better job of picking up Merrick or recognizing Merrick. But again, Raiders get the numbers advantage. That's something they're doing really well is rolling Merrick down late to get him out of the count for the offensive line. You've got Hobbs in here in the box this time. Get the numbers advantage. And Merrick, again, another nice game. Another nice game playing a strong safety role. Spillane this time is the unblocked guy. As far as Laulu goes, I mean, again, he's responsible for this gap, and he ends up getting reached. A lot of plays like that. Sometimes he got away with it with someone covering his ass, another time he didn't, like on that first one. Now, the other issue, this is why he got cut from the Colts. He cannot take on double teams. Like, you get a duo run here, it looks like, from the Falcons. And I mean,
good Lord.
Poor Spillane's sitting there like, dude, you end up in my lap. Like, you trip me, and you make 76 job easy because you walk 5 yards backwards and past the center that they picked the linebacker. This one again wasn't terrible, or this game wasn't a terrible game because I think Chase on here makes a nice play against the tight end. Also, Jenkins does a good job winning on the backside, and same with Butler. So again, had some plays to cover some guys' ass. I mean, Merrick, we're not expecting him to be great against double teams, but kind of gets wheeled out his gap. But we have enough guys to make up for it. That is not a terrible issue, but I mean, the Falcons are still getting 6 here. Bijan is still getting 6-7 yards because the inside of our on the play side is getting collapsed. I mean, again, for Spillane, I would like to see Spillane be a little bit more under control here, but it does not help matters when your defensive lineman that's supposed to be protecting you gets his shoulders turned. And I mean, the only thing that prevents Laulu from getting blocked into the sideline is the fact that he runs in this lane. You can't have that. A few guys that, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, say someone makes a nice play here. Carter makes a nice one. I think Jenkins, they just don't block Jenkins. It's like 55 screwing up here. But that's what I'm saying is, like, there were enough guys doing, like, their jobs on one or two guys doing their jobs on a play to be able to prevent it from being a huge gain, but not good enough to stop these little chunk runs, which is what Bijan kind of killed him with all day. And we'll see some later. I think it's this one. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah. Nope. Not quite. I think I might put the wrong clip here. But again, this one, another double team. This one's probably not even the worst of the bunch. But again, I mean,
good Lord.
Can't be getting pushed back that far and that consistently. Moving on to a few of our better plays again. Show a little bit of both. This time we get a little bit of a break here going up against a tight end. Does a good job this time actually slanting into this the C gap, get some penetration with the rip move, and then spins back outside to go make the tackle. So again, there were a few highlights from Laulu against the run, but I'll be honest with you guys, I cut out some of the most egregious ones, some of the worst ones that yeah, there were plenty more. Trust me on that one. All right, similar rep here. Again, going up against a tight end will benefit. Nice little rip move to get penetration. So there were a few plays that stood out, just not nearly consistent enough. This one he actually missed the tackle on, so even a good play from him, not the greatest finish. But hey, we're at least making contact with the running back and showing a little bit more promise. Similar rep here. This time going against the tackle. This is probably his best rep of the day against the run. Yeah, went at the point of attack, get some extension on the block and able to make a play on the backside.
Nice play.
Yeah, these are the reps you want to see. These are the ones that are more encouraging. It's just, can we eliminate the other ones? Can you not get reached, and can you work on playing double teams? Those are the two things that really stood out for him negatively in this game. I did think he had a pretty good game as a pass rusher here. This is going to be a sack we see. I think they called this out on the broadcast. Nice little TT stunt. If you heard me talk about stunts before, two things I love it when the defensive linemen do is, one, they disguise the line game by attacking their man and line up across from. See that from Butler and Laulu on this rep. Nice pick by Butler. Only defensive holding if they call it. And then Laulu too, comes flat as he's working laterally. Doesn't sacrifice any vertical distance while working laterally. Nice efficient path to the quarterback and go get the sack. Nice rush here by Chase on too. Well, speed to power. Slaps Matthews too, right? This guy's been doing it for a while too. Good rep from Chase on. Gets involved in the tackle. This one, we're going to see a nice blitz here from Trevon Merrick. Get a pressure, which is going to force Kirk Cousins to step up. And Laulu there's going to be there to make the tackle. And the pass rush rep here from Laulu's not great. But what I do like is you see his use of hands here, the way he's kind of hand fighting with Matthews right about here. And then on top of it right now, get some extension with the long arm. So when Merrick flushes Cousins out of the pocket and Merrick gets the pressure here, Laulu's in a position to escape the block and then work back underneath to go make the tackle and limit this to a 2-yard gain. We'll end here with a nice little play in coverage. This was the third down call that I was talking about, if you remember from the instant reaction show. Why the Falcons ran this play, God, I have no idea. Also on this, why Kirk Cousins doesn't throw it right now, also a good question. But from the Braves' perspective, show a little double A gap blitz here, a little cover zero look. And again, still disguise the drop here. It's him with Laulu and Paul Mao playing as the low hole players and in perfect position to go take away that drag route. Go get a PBU here from PBU here and give the Raiders a chance to.
Why didn't Cousins throw that? If he did the out route that he was looking at originally, I Jones is. I guess he thought Jones was going to get a pick right here or something here.
Maybe Jones sitting on it, but yeah, right now,
maybe
with Jones bailing. Yeah, again, he throws it now, or if they throw something outbreaking, they can probably pick it up. But whatever, if they didn't. And again, Laulu dropped, ends up getting a PBU, a nice little play from D line. And this is what I like too. This is where I think you watch this rep. This is where I think you can also get encouraged from this dude. It's hip flip, not bad for a near 300-pound dude.
Yeah, he almost picked it off.
Yeah, sand in there. So definitely some athleticism. Again, that last play, I don't know how transferable that's going to be, but you can see a little bit of where he has the tools and the traits to potentially develop. But overall, kind of a rough performance from him, especially against the run, but did do some good things in the passing game to make an impact in that part.
Yeah, I thought he did in the passing game he looked a lot better. Obviously, in the run game, he definitely needs a lot of work. Because you could tell you didn't show a lot of those chunk runs that Bijan was just running all over them. So he had 125 yards, probably the most he had all season was in that
It
game.
was.
And, so was Algier was run all over him too. So yeah, I mean it is gonna be a problem with Max being out there. He kind of sets the tone on the run game. He always makes at least one crazy run play. You know what I'm saying, every single time. So not being on the team right now is going to show itself, in the run game. I believe, especially when you have Laulu. I can't even say it. Laulu.
Lulu.
Laulu. If he if he's out there, playing every single snap and playing that many snaps, I mean that's going to happen. He's just getting pushed back. He's a young player. He's got to figure out. He's a 7th rounder too.
Yeah.
You got cut. He's not like he's a 7th rounder that the Raiders drafted. I mean, this is
Yeah, no, he's 7th rounder that stood out in the preseason. Like he's there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So since he ended up getting cut there, I mean that's the big deal. So yeah, it is just it's interesting to see him, play a little bit, a lot more. We're gonna see a lot of snaps from him to these last. Was it?
Yeah,
We got 3 games left. We got
3 games. Yeah,
we're at 3 games left, Matt. Here, 3 games of torture left. Hopefully Aiden O'Connell plays, and if it's not Aiden O'Connell, hopefully Carter Bradley plays. I think I would rather see Carter Bradley at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, do you want to throw him out to the Wolves right now? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, what Wolves is he facing?
That's true.
He's got the Saints and the Jags, and unless the Chargers just collapse here, which is very possible. I mean, if they lose to the Broncos are in, and the Chargers are in trouble. Yeah. Which is a possibility. The Broncos could beat the Chargers on Thursday. So, we'll see how that last game is. I mean, if the Chargers have to come out and play hard and play for get into the playoffs, then yeah, we're gonna see them full team, I guess. But there's a chance that it might not happen. If they beat the Broncos, and they're probably in. So, yeah, we might not see that many competition. He's not getting thrown into anything. I mean, he was gonna play the Saints. I mean, their season's over. You know what I mean? Like, Derek Carr probably not gonna play. We might see Spencer Rattler. It's gonna be Spencer Rattler versus Carter Bradley. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great for when we all got the schedule to what was that back in May, and we saw the same schedule. We were hoping to see Carter Bradley versus Spencer Rattler. That was
that's what we all thought. Right? I mean, they were Senior Bowl teammates.
That's true.
Senior Bowl teammates. Or were they on opposite teams?
I don't remember what team, but they were there together.
They were there together. I think they might have been opposite teams, because I think Rattler was by himself. I don't know if he was Carter Bradley. I don't remember, but yeah, so Carter Bradley did play better than Bo Nix and Michael Penix's Senior Bowl. I'm just saying, you never know. You never know. Coach's son.
This is true.
Raheem Morris gave him like a pep talk. He was hugging him and smiling, like he's known him his whole life. Probably has.
Yeah,
but,
maybe.
Yeah, because they're together in Tampa, I think, with John Gruden. So, but yeah. Any last thoughts, man, before we move on here?
Like you said, man, 3 more weeks. As you can tell, the energy's getting low. We need some draft talk coming up. I don't know. We'll see.
Or something
there. Yeah.
Something, bro. Just something to make this season just end.
Yeah. If there was a you play a NCAA where you have that feature of like 2 clock. If we could just get like 2 clock on the season right now, just wind that thing.
Right to January, bro. Let's get to January, like after the Super Bowl. Let's just get to it. Let's got it. We got 2 months, guys. Like I said, it's about to be draft season, free agency. We're gonna get into that pretty soon here. We got the Senior Bowl coming up, all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that, of course. And yeah, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Probably most of you guys won't, but that's okay. It is, you can see some things and see a little bit of highlights here and there. You know what I mean? But it's been a bad season. There's really nothing that we could show at this point anymore. It's like it's over. So
for sure.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.